Hello everyone, welcome again to Algovritti. In this part of video, we are going to develop code to get historical data using Smart API. वीडियो के फर्स्ट पार्ट में हमने देखा था हाउ टू साइन अप ऑन स्मार्ट एपीआई वेबसाइट, देन हाउ टू क्रिएट ट्रेडिंग एपीआई की, we enable our TOTP for two-factor authentication, and finally we set up IDE and install required packages. In the second part of video, we'll see how to write code to get historical data using stock token. Then we'll see by using stock symbol. Coming to our IDE, first we have to launch Anaconda from here and then switch to our virtual environment, that is YT_Angel. To create this virtual environment, I had already covered in part 1, so please watch that video also. Now we are in a new environment, that is YT_Angel, और अब हमें यहाँ से Spider IDE को लॉन्च करना है. So I just type Spider and hit enter. First of all, we need to create some variables, like variable for our API key, then for our client ID, then we need to create our 4-digit PIN. अभी के लिए मैं यहाँ पे एक random number दे दे रहा हूँ, and last variable for our TOTP key. To get the value of API key, we need to sign up on Smart API website, and यहाँ पे आपने जिस भी नाम से अपना API क्रिएट किया होगा, ये करस्पॉन्डिंग जो भी API की आपकी होगी, उसे यहाँ से सिंपली हमें कॉपी करना है. यहाँ पे हमें अपनी क्लाइंट आईडी मेंशन करनी है और यहाँ पे हमें 4 डिजिट का पिन पास करना है, जो हम एंजल 1 में लॉगिन करते वक्त यूज करते हैं. Coming to TOTP key, again we need to go on Smart API website, and if we click on this tab here, you can get your TOTP key. Alright, let me give the value for this key. ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन कॉन्फिडेंशियल होती है, तो प्लीज आप इसे शेयर मत करिएगा. Now let me save this file. Let me give the file name as keys and save it. Now let me run this file. You can see here all the variables are created. Now coming to our main program, first we have to import some required packages. Like from Smart API, we need to import Smart Connect, and from PyOTP we need to import TOTP. क्योंकि इन कीज की भी हमें यहाँ पे जरूरत पड़ेगी, so let me import that file. Now to get the keys, we need to write here API key, and then by using these keys we can easily access all those. Same for client ID, alright. Now let me run these lines. You can see here all the keys are successfully created. Now we need to create an object for our API key using this Smart Connect. So let me write like object is equal to Smart Connect, then pass the API key. And by using this object, we need to create a login session. So for this object dot, I need to call generate session method, and in place of client code, let me pass client ID. In place of password, let me use PIN. और यहाँ पे हमें एक 6 डिजिट का OTP पास करना है. So how we get that 6 digit OTP? So इसके लिए I am going to use TOTP and then pass our TOTP key here, and then dot now. Now if I run this piece of code, I will get a 6 digit OTP here. You can see here this piece of code generate a 6 digit OTP which will automatically pass it. Okay, if I run it again, then it will generate a new OTP. As you can see, this time we have a new OTP. So in this way, by using this TOTP method, we can easily log in automatically, okay, without passing anything manually. Now let me create object and login session. And you can see here our login session is successfully created. Alright. Now to get the historical data, first we need to create a dictionary जिसके keys एंजल वालों ने ऑलरेडी डिफाइन करके रखे। तो हाउ वी गॉट दोज की, तो इसके लिए हमें स्मार्ट एपीआई के डॉक्यूमेंटेशन पे जाना होगा। एंड इफ वी कम अंडर हिस्टोरिकल एपीआई सेक्शन एंड स्क्रॉल इट, so let me copy it and paste here. Okay. In this key we have a exchange जिसके वैल्यू यहाँ पे इन्होंने NSC सेट करके रखी हुई है। We can give the NFO also to get the options data. Coming to symbol token, यहाँ पे हमें स्टॉक की टोकन वैल्यू पास करनी है। ये जो वैल्यू इन्होंने पास की है ये निफ्टी की है, तो we'll get data for nifty. To interval we can pass here multiple value, like we can pass here 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, the same way 1 hour and 1 day. If we pass interval as a 1 minute, we'll get maximum 30 days of record in one request. The same way, if we pass interval as a 1 day, we'll get maximum 2000 days of record in one request. So this time let me pass interval as a 1 day. I want the record from let's say 6th of Jan 2023 to May of 2025. So let me pass here 5. And of course to get all the records we need to pass here 09 and here 1530. Now let me create the dictionary. You can see here a dictionary is created with name param. And finally, to get the historical data, we need to use same object, and this time I am going to use get candle data method and pass this param. Now let me run it. We'll get a data. If you see, our dictionary is created with the name hist. Now let me open it. It has keys like data, error code, message which is a success, and status is true. We have all the record inside this data key, so let me access that key only. For this I am going to write hist data and then hist data. I hope you all aware of Python edit. So now let me run this and see, hist data is created, which is a type of list. Because of 7th and 8th was holiday, that's why we get a data from 9th of January 2023 to 6th of May 2025. So in this way, passing the token value of any stock here, we can easily get the historical data. Let me pass another value here. This time I am going to pass token value for a SBI stock, which is 3045, and now let me run it. Now you can see we have all the record for SBI stock. Now how to get the token value for any stock? तो इसके लिए हमें इस लिंक पे आना है जो कि एंजल वन वालों ने ही प्रोवाइड किया है, और इस लिंक में हमें अपने स्टॉक को सर्च करना है विथ डैश ओके डैश EQ स्टैंड फॉर इक्विटी. So if I write here SBI in dash EQ, then we'll get a token value of SBI which is 3045. In the same way, if I pass here HDFC Bank dash EQ, then this time I will get a token value of HDFC Bank which is 1333. So let me use that 1333 here, and this time I am going to access data from 6th of January 2025 till 6th of May 25. Now let me run it and see, this time we have a list of only 80 records, and in this we have all the data for HDFC Bank. Alright, so in this way we can change the interval value here also, like 1 minute, 5 minute or 15 minute or whatever you want. Alright, now we have one issue with this code. To get the historical data of any record, हमें इस लिंक का यूज करना पड़ेगा, and we need to find out the token value here, which is not a good practice. So to bypass this token value, I am going to create a method which will use the same link to find out the token value. Okay, and to create such method, let me import some more libraries like import URL lib, and then let me import JSON also, and then I am going to create a variable like instrument URL which will hold this link. So I am going to copy this link and paste here. Alright, now I am trying to open this URL using Python code. So let me write response. So we need to write here URL lib dot request, then URL open and pass this. Now I want to hold the response which we will get from this URL into a Python list. So now let me create a Python list with name instrument list, and then by using JSON.load I am going to pass this response dot read method. Or let me initialize these two packages and then run this. So it will try to download all these records and then load into Python list. You can see here instrument list has this much of record, which is the same as this link hold. Now coming to our method, I am going to give a name like token lookup and then pass two arguments. First is symbol and second is instrument list. Now if you look into this list, I need to iterate each record one by one. So for this, I am going to write here a for loop for instrument in instrument list, and then let me open it again. If you closely observe this value, all the record has in JSON form. If I open one of them, then it has key like exchange segment, expiry, instrument type, then name, then symbol, and finally we have a token. Now I am trying to get value of required key. So coming to our code, we need data only from NSC segment. To get the value of this exchange segment, I have written code like instrument and then pass this key exchange segment and compare it with NSC. Coming to this stock symbol key, it has value like dash EQ. This EQ represent equity segment, and we also need data for stock only, that is for equity segment only. So to get this EQ part only, I have written a code like this and then compare it with EQ. Why we need this EQ part? Because in this list, if you see, there are multiple segments like dash SG, dash MM, but we need data only from equity segment. That's why we need only this EQ part. I hope you understood Python a bit. Now let me use this method in our code. Alright. Now let me run this code to create a token lookup method. Let me show you how this method will return a token value by giving an example. So token, in place of symbol, I am going to pass SBI in, and now let me print the token value. Here you can see by running this method, we'll get a token value of SBI, which is B045. In the same way, if I pass here as ITC, then we'll get a token value of ITC. Now let's verify it. So let me write here ITC and hit enter. The token value of ITC symbol is 1660. Now let me use the same method in place of token value. So I am going to use method here, and now let's run this line of code. This time we have a record for ITC stock. You can see here all the record is from ITC. So in this way, instead of passing the symbol token value here, we just write a stock symbol and we'll get a historical data. Let me give another example. So I just pass here Reliance, and see, this time we'll have all the record from Reliance. If you see here, this value don't have a column name. Like this is the date column, this is the open value, this is high value, and finally we have a volume. So let's try to give name for all the columns. First we need to convert this list into data frame. Let me import panda as PD. Let me initialize it. So data df equals to pd dot data frame and pass this history data. Now let's give name to each column. So I am going to pass column name in a list. First column is date, one value. Then we have
high value, then we have load, and finally volume. Now let me run this line of code. So I missed the square bracket here. This time we have a name for each column. Alright, so in this way we have written here whole program to get the historical data using Smart API. I hope आपको ये कोड समझ में आया होगा. If you have any doubt, please mention in the comment box. If you like this video, please subscribe to Algovritti. And if you know more about us, please visit on algovritti.com. You can follow us on Instagram also. Alright, see you in the next video.